Today's Clash Royale will be one of the most exciting videos for months on the channel. We're talking about the August balance change. If you guys don't know, Supercell kinda started to giving us balance changes. There are plans what they want to do, and we're gonna talk about that in our videos and kinda collect community feedback from you guys, and then we're gonna give it to Supercell and they're gonna rework the balances even more. An example, the last time I think you guys remember that there was the log change, but then a ton of you guys were complaining about the log nerf and they kinda switched it up. So today's balance change aren't final yet, but these are most likely most of the changes will happen maybe in like a different situation, different aspect, but these are the first version of the balance change. So if you guys have different opinions, like cards are missing, you don't really agree with the changes, let me know in the comment section. Also, if you guys want to always know about first information for all the balance changes, make sure to subscribe and also make sure to use creator code Morten in the shop. And I would say, let's jump into the balance change. I will also give you guys my opinion. I can tell you some of them are really controversial. So guys, here we're gonna start with the first buff, and for sure I feel like, I don't know if I'm the only one, this is like the random prince buff Supercell always does every half a year. So every half a year they're gonna buff the prince for no reason. Nobody asked for that, nobody wants it, but it's Supercell, right? So we have a prince buff once again every half a year, then we get a nerf, then we get a buff. This is like what Supercell always, at least it shows me the game isn't dead, right? If this happens, the game isn't dead for sure. So prince gets a buff, faster charge, 3.5 tiles will be to 3. So the charge, yeah, it takes like less to charge up, less distance. So the charge gets way quicker when he's in front of the tower, so he doesn't really need to full up the charge anymore that much. I don't really think it's gonna change much. The reason why the prince isn't in the meta isn't because of the charge or something, it's also because of the HP, just because of the meta, right? It's just because of the meta. The ton of Skami's bait, a ton of Skelly Kings, so I don't really think it's gonna change much, but maybe Giant Double Prince is gonna be stronger. I really dislike Prince, let me know what you guys think. I actually told Supercell already, I don't really think that's a necessary change. Next change is going to be the Mega Knight.
Not again!
Relax, all good. It won't be a big change, it won't be broken. All sit down my friends. The jump faster from 1.1 second to 0.9 seconds. So the jump will be a bit faster, as I said like 1 second earlier. So a small change will maybe change some situations. Maybe it gets like a jump on the tower, the tube dies earlier, but I don't really think it's gonna change. But I personally think a change is fine. I really like it, to be fair, because Mega Knight isn't really good right now. Also because of, for sure, of the E-Giant meta, Mega Knight actually sucks against it. So I think it's okay. Let me know what you guys think. So we're talking about the random prince buff. We are talking now about Executioner buff. Executioner also gets a buff every half a year, also gets a nerf. At least got back then, since Executioner isn't really good, but this time it's a deserved buff. +1 tile maximum range. Duration of each throw stays the same. I personally think this is a huge buff, right? The range just got bigger, and I think in certain situations the Executioner gets connection on tower, maybe kills a troop behind the lava and a troop behind the golem. I think that's gonna be a big change. Let me know what you guys think. I actually really like it. And we got the ice golem. This is a change which I'm proud of Supercell. Ice golem, nobody was really talking about it, but right now you don't really see ice golem. A ton of Valkyrie, a ton of Knight, but no real ice golem we have right now. So the reason what Supercell says that they don't really see any Ice Golem played, even 2.6, yeah, you don't really play 2.6 anymore, a ton of giant scaling stuff, the Ice Golem. Also, if we talk about Expo, there's Knight in most of the decks, so it's 0.5 seconds slow after death, plus 0.5 slow. So the death is really important, the slow after the death. So also really good maybe against Archer Queen, because right now Ice Golem is pretty underrated against Archer Queen. Now she stays like slower, longer after death, after the Ice Golem dies. So I think that's a really good change. And these are also all the buffs Supercell wants to bring. So first of all, now let me know what you guys think about other buffs. I have a ton of also nerfs which Supercell didn't list there, but we could talk about huts, but I also think they're pretty toxic. So let me know what you guys think about the buff. If I was like thinking about a card which gets the buff or should get a buff, was maybe Goblin Gang or Goblins. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comment section. But I feel like the game right now needs a bit more nerfs rather than having like more buffs. So first of all, we're starting with the nerfs of the Golden Knight. I think everybody needs to agree. Everybody has to agree. Otherwise, I don't really want you, like, you watching my videos anymore. We talk about champions, they're busted, they were broken. I already told Supercell, which we'll also talk to you later, guys, is that I think every single champion needs a huge nerf, because everyone is complaining about every single casual player. Right now, the best decks in Clash Royale, they're like 1 or 2 decks, which the pro players in the $100,000, $1 million CRL playing without champions. You need to have every single time a champion in a deck, because without champion your deck is way worse. It's not just because people always bring the argument, right? Champions need to be overpowered. They're champions, right? But that's not the fact, right? You kind of need to Understand, the special thing about champions is first of all the free card cycle and the ability. The card itself is already broken, and then you add an ability and a broken cycle. This is the reason why like Hawk, Queen, like this is overpowered. This is why this deck can win against Tornado cycle decks. Normally it would never. Also combination for sure with like overpowered card champions are always OP because you can cycle them quicker. It's just crazy. Less HP, 2k to 1.8k, minus 10%. I don't really know if it's gonna change something because I think the Golden Knight will still be tanky. The dash plus Nado is in my opinion problem. If you guys have any other idea, let me know, but at least a good change in the right direction. So guys, next up we got the this skeleton. Can't add it to my deck since you can just have one champion added to your deck. It's going to be the Skelly King ability -2 again. So we started at 20, now we're at 18, now we're at 16. I don't really think that's going to be the change, right? In my opinion, we need a Skeleton King. Like the minimum skeleton should be nerfed because it's always the maximum. So I feel like that's the change, right? Maybe also HP. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe the splash radius should also get a bit nerfed. This is what I think. I think the Skeleton King for sure needs a nerf. It's still overpowered, but maybe it's not the right nerf I was like looking forward to see. Next card is going to be the Electro Giant. Reduce zap damage to towers, reflection tower damage -33%. So less damage to tower. I think still the Electro Giant will be overpowered since the level 16 Electro Giant, especially on ladder when opponent mirrors that, still does so much damage, right? The damage is still insane, still kills troops, and yeah, it will do like less damage now, but I still think it's overpowered. I still think, I think it's still not enough, -33%, because the only thing why Electro Giant is so overpowered, because of the damage. Because most of the situation, it's like you're playing one Electro Giant to kill the opponent's troops, and this still stays the same, right? You're playing it on top of a Mother Witch, Bandit, everything dies, and then you get the E-Giant, like, getting a bit on tower, but that's not really a reason, right? The second E-Giant, the mirrored E-Giant, the free card cycle E-Giant. You don't really, most of the time, it's not really about getting one E-Giant chip or like getting E-Giant chip over and over. It's most like, okay, you're using one E-Giant, you're gonna mirror that, and you basically get tower, right? And I still think it's going to be the same, so I don't really think that's enough. Let me know what you guys think, since mirror is more likely the problem. Now, guys, as you guys can see, where we're looking for, what the heck? Why do you have a Fireball in your deck? That doesn't make sense. Fireball pushback 1.8 tile to 1 tile, so this is a huge nerf for the Fireball. I don't really agree with the pushback aspect, because yeah, the reason why Fireball is really like mostly played right now is because of Drill. Fireball plus Drill is overpowered. Why would you use Poison with Drill? Drill is one of the best cards in Clash Royale. Fireball is so good against it, so good with it. So I just think Fireball is better in the meta, and people need to realize that a card is not bad because you don't really play it in the meta, right? The meta is quite the same for like a year, I feel like. So Poison is still a good card. You see it in some decks, but right now Fireball is just a better option because of the other cards. So if Supercell, example, would nerf the Drill, which I don't plan. They don't plan it. Guys, yeah, I think if you would see a Poison meta, like more Poison for sure compared to the Fireball. So this is kind of the thing. Also, Fire Spirit, I really agree with it. That's like one of the only change I 1% agree with. I'm really criticizing this stuff here. I hope you guys enjoy it, because people always like complain in comment section. Morten, you're always saying Supercell does a great job. Supercell, just because they pay you, you get every time, like every month 100k from them. I would love to. Like if they would pay me 100k every month, I would like say that's the best game of all time. But unfortunately they don't. So Mortenroyale is poor. Yeah, but the Fire Spirit less damage, 9%. That's huge. That's great. So I think it's good. It's still called Scorpion though, even after the nerf. I still think it's a good card, but I actually agree with this change. Fire Spirit, I remember when it like just one-shotted barrel. It still will be so good. So guys, next card is going to be the Elixir Golem. Oh yeah, people. Once again, after Mega Knight, also relax, sit down. I already see like when I say like Elixir Golem, when you guys see the Elixir Golem, I already know 100 comments like, what the heck, what are you doing? Okay, we listen and relax and think about it. This is really important now. Think about and let me know what you guys think, because I don't really have like any explanation. I never play against E-Golem, because E-Golem, besides E-Golem Rage, and I already hate it. Okay, each Golem, E-Golem part now gives Elixir. Big, 1 Elixir. The mid, 0.5 Elixir. Small, 0.5 Elixir. Same for in total. Since the Elixir is granted faster to the defender, buffed HP of the big one, plus 9%, and mid ones plus 6. So you get faster Elixir, but also the E-Golem is stronger, and also the mid E-Golem, so the second level of E-Golem. So let me know what you guys think. I'm honestly not sure. I hope E-Golem isn't meta. I don't think it's meta. But since this is the last change for today, and since they didn't plan to nerf Mirror, I don't want to get destroyed from E-Golem, Mirror, Rage, E-Barbs. If this happens, I will quit the game. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's an unnecessary change. I think there are cards which are toxic. If Supercell talked about huts, huts deserve a buff. The reason why they don't buff it is because they think it's toxic for the game. I mean, they buffed E-Giant, but yeah. So why would they buff Elixir Golem? I think it's also toxic. I think nobody likes it. I remember the big E-Golem meta. That was a really annoying thing. So I would say let's now talk about potential nerfs, which they kind of missed in my opinion. So first of all, we got the mirror. I don't really know how they're not having a mirror in the in this thing. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Maybe you would say it's like plus, maybe like same Elixir and just +1 level. Maybe that's the way, because right now +2 level seems broken. It seems broken because the mirror itself, yeah, it's broken, but the 2 levels are broken, and the fact that broken cards get even more broken since you can mirror them is broken. This is, I cannot describe it. This is just unbelievable. So this is my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. But I think everybody already from the Supercell creators were complaining about the mirror here. So we got the Archer Queen. I think, as I said earlier, all the champions need a nerf. Archer Queen, Mighty Miner, all of them. Mighty Miner isn't really that popular right now since E-Giant is really good against it. But if E-Giant falls out of meta, maybe. Mighty Miner is so overpowered, right? We would need a nerf from everything. Make the Archer Queen ability a bit less effective. Make the Mighty Miner doing less damage or being less tanky. That would be my idea. Let me know what you guys think. Then we got the Mortar, for sure a card which you could discuss. I think Mortar deserves a nerf since it's so good on defense, has so much HP, and it feels like it's so annoying always getting a damage, and it's pretty good. Then we got a cannon card. These are like the 6 cards, by the way, which are on my list, on my personal list, which Supercell didn't put on their list. So these are like just my ideas for also like which I told Supercell, which in my opinion they should also nerf. Let me know what you guys think, by the way, about that. If I missed any card, if you think the cannon card, as example, doesn't need a nerf, but I think it's so good in the bag. It doesn't really die to spells. Like if you're even Elixir trade, if you go Fireball on top of that, you always need to go Fireball Log. It's so tanky, does so much damage. It's so good against like all the Bridge Member opponents, and it's so good with Bridge Member. It's an absolutely ridiculous card. And now we talk about the Goblin Drill. How the heck is the Goblin Drill not on the list? Goblin Drill, one of the most toxic, frustrating, no-brain cards in the game. One of the most like the best win condition right now in Clash Royale. You would put it over Electro Giant. I just think it, like, there's no way they're not gonna nerf it. I don't really see any argument. Like the Drill Bridgeman deck is overpowered. It's so good. The Drill Bomber deck is so good. The Bandit one, the Magic Archer Golden Knight one. It's just so good. I don't see any like nerfing them. And a Giant Skeleton, for me, they kind of went like with the last change, which what they did is giving him more damage, making the bomb less effective. I just think that's the wrong way. That's not how you play Giant Skeleton, because right now it beats a Knight in the 1v1, and it's just so overpowered. By the way, when I talk about Knight, you could kind of also include the Knight here. Knight would be the only weak card also, which I like, which I would buff at example also. Because I think Valkyrie is just way better right now as the Knight. You could also think about Battle Healer to buff it, since it's like also a mini tank, which is most likely worst mini tank compared to them. But since they already reworked E-Golem, I really want them to chill a bit with the Battle Healer. So these are my opinions on the current balance change which they're planned for August. Let me know all of your ideas in the comment section, where you agree with me, where you agree with Supercell, where you disagree with Supercell, where you disagree with me. I'm really excited for that. And I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys. Goodbye.